Welcome to the Simplify Your Life podcast. It's Coach Simona, and I'm glad you decided to tune in. Hey everyone! In today's podcast episode, I'm going to share with you cognitive biases examples, and we'll specifically dive deeper into one of the most common cognitive distortions called black and white thinking. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Simona, certified life coach and author of the book 111 Ways to Simplify Your Life. I make weekly podcast episodes on personal development, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe. Now, before we dive into black and white thinking and some helpful examples when it comes to this cognitive distortion, I want to remind you that this is the 4th episode of my brand new series on cognitive biases, and there will be 11 more to come in the upcoming months, so stay tuned for that. If you haven't listened to the previous 3 episodes, I will leave links to them in the description box below. I've also made a special YouTube playlist so you can listen to all the episodes on cognitive biases by visiting youtube.com/CoachSimona. Now, before we explore black and white thinking in depth, let's clarify what a cognitive bias actually means. A cognitive bias is a systematic error in thinking that affects the decisions and judgments that we make. Another popular term that has the exact same meaning as cognitive biases is cognitive distortion. Now, as we mentioned, the cognitive bias we're going to explore in depth today is called black and white thinking. What does this cognitive distortion actually mean? Black and white thinking, also known as polarized thinking or all or nothing thinking, is all about seeing things as either black or white, good or bad, right or wrong, ignoring all the nuances that exist between one extreme and the other. When we use black and white thinking, we often use sentences with either or, neither nor. We also use extreme words such as always, never, impossible, disaster, perfect. Black and white thinking doesn't allow us to find the middle ground, the so-called gray zone, where actually most of our lives happen. Here are some more examples of black and white thinking. She always criticizes me. I will never succeed. He is the perfect husband. It's impossible to find a better job. As with any other cognitive bias, black and white thinking is a sneaky monster, so we need to be aware of its manifestations to be able to spot our error in thinking and choose a better, more objective way to look at the situation. The question is, do we all struggle with black and white thinking, or is it something that happens only to a handful of us? The short answer is probably yes. While we can't confirm that this is the case for every single person on planet Earth, it's definitely something that's quite common for us humans. We all have cognitive distortions and blind spots. So although we may not struggle with black and white thinking per se, we'll definitely have problems with other cognitive biases. I've actually made a free downloadable cheat sheet with the top 15 cognitive biases that may be holding you back. So if you want to download it, just click the first link in the description box below or visit bit.ly/15biases. Now let's go back to black and white thinking. Here are some more examples of this cognitive bias. Let's say you're in the honeymoon phase of your relationship and you often think to yourself, my partner is amazing, they're perfect for me. But several months down the road, you realize that they have flaws. And if you struggle with black and white thinking, that leads to having thoughts like, they are the worst. As we already established, the truth is somewhere in between. Another example of black and white thinking. You don't get along with your new coworker, so you start thinking to yourself, I have to find a new job. They're impossible to deal with. And the last example is perfectionism, which has a lot to do with black and white thinking. Perfectionists see anything less than perfect as a complete failure. As a perfectionist in recovery, I have spent countless hours perfecting the smallest details, only to find out that they don't matter at all. When we use black and white thinking, we're not looking at the situation objectively. We're either seeing things as super high or extremely low. The truth is that human beings are complex creatures, and putting yourself or others in a box is simply not going to help you in any shape or form. To get the full scope of a situation, you need to observe it from different angles and realize that between black and white are many, many shades of gray. And we need to watch out for this cognitive distortion if we want to have a healthy and fulfilling relationship not only with others, but also with ourselves. So let's take a look at some of the examples I gave you and think about them more objectively. For example, if you think that your colleague is impossible to deal with, does that mean that you can't find a way to communicate better? Or if your partner annoys you, Could you empathize with their situation and try to put yourself in their shoes to understand them better? Before we use black and white thinking, it would be beneficial to step back and assess the situation objectively. So how can we do that? What can help a lot when it comes to spotting black and white thinking is to ask yourself the following questions. 1. Is this a fact? 2. What evidence can I collect to support this statement? 3. Am I being rational here, or is this a cognitive bias? 4. If this is a cognitive bias, which one is it? These questions will make even more sense as we go deeper into this topic with the next episodes from the Cognitive Biases series. If you're curious to see a preview of what's about to come, make sure to download your free cheat sheet at bit.ly/15biases. Now, let me know in the comments below. Is black and white thinking something you've struggled with, and which one of these examples resonated with you the most? Thank you so much for listening. If you found this episode helpful, please like it. And subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out on my weekly podcast episodes. I'm sending you all my love, and I'll talk to you in the next one.